Are you new to video consultation? Virtual consultation is different from face-to-face consultation. This week I was on a coaching call with GP registrars who is preparing for the SCA, and she asked me, what can I do to consult well over video? Adapting your communication is crucial to consult well via video call. Be sure to watch this video until the end if you don't want to miss the essentials of video consultation. More importantly, you'll receive practical tips you can use to consult over video call. By the end of this video, I'll give you a free downloadable guide that you can use to get started with video consultation. Let's jump right into the first step, the setup. The setup is important, otherwise you won't be able to consult. So you need to have access to the right technology so that you can have a video call with a patient. So make sure that you've got good reliable connection, you have got the appropriate gears, for example a webcam that is decent and able to record and capture the image. You have a really good sound with your microphone. Test your technology before starting a consultation to avoid any technical issues during a consultation. Tip number 2, create a professional environment. It's important that the impression the patient gets, even if you're consulting over video, is professional. So make sure that your background is free from any clutters and you're in a quiet environment and a well-lit space. So I would avoid any distraction in the background. Make sure that it looks aesthetically pleasing. Your professional attire is also important. I would suggest make sure that you're wearing a cloth that's not going to cause any distraction. Avoid any stride with your cloth because this can look a bit awkward on camera. Make sure your face is well lit and avoid any source of light behind you. It's crucial that you avoid any distractions where people are interrupting you, for example knocking on your door or the telephone starts to ring during a video consultation. Tip number 3, strategic preparation. It's important that you plan your consultation beforehand. There are consultations that might not be appropriate to do as a video call. So for example, if the patient is confused or if you're dealing with any intimate areas, then it might not be a good idea to do it as a video consultation. So make sure that you understand the case beforehand and prepare the case. So have a look at the patient's record, check whether there is any relevant past medical history, check the clinic letters if necessary. For instance, if a patient is confused, they might not be able to access the video consultation and get online to speak with you. So this patient might be better seen as a face-to-face consultation. Tip number 4, confidentiality. It's important that you maintain a confidential space even if it is virtually during your consultation. Check if your patient is alone or if there's anybody else in the room. The patient could be taking this call. Oftentimes when you're doing a video consultation, the patient may be out and about and they might be taking this video consultation on their phone, they might be out in the street. So you want to make sure that it's a safe space to discuss confidential information. So if the patient is out and about, then ask them whether they can get somewhere private to discuss and see whether the space is right before starting the consultation. Tip number 5, establish a good rapport. Building rapport with patients virtually can be difficult, but you can still do it. There are ways that you can build rapport with your patient over a video consultation, but you need to make sure you know what you're doing. For example, if you're used to face-to-face consultation, you're speaking with the patient directly, then you might be maintaining eye contact with them and speaking with them and have this body language going on. Video consultation is really important to understand that when you're looking at the lens of the webcam, then the patient can see that you're talking directly to them. But if you're looking at the screen instead and speaking with the patient, it's not as engaging as if you're looking straight at the webcam. So make sure that you keep an eye contact and look at the lens when you're speaking with the patient. It's more engaging. Another tip to build rapport is to be aware that on a video consultation, your energy might not be transferred as much as if it's a face-to-face consultation. So you might need to raise your energy level slightly. For example, if you're talking, then you need to show a bit more enthusiasm when you're speaking to that patient, and you can smile as well just to show how friendly you are. This will help you to build rapport with your patient. So it's important that you introduce yourself and communicate clearly with your patient. Let me give you an example to show you the contrast. If I'm going to speak with the patient and introduce myself in a way that does not show much enthusiasm. So let's say I'm looking at the screen, looking at the patient, and then introduce myself. Hi, my name is Dr. Kwun. Can I confirm your date of birth, please? Thank you very much for taking this call today. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you a few questions to help me understand what's the problem, and then I'm going to help you with this problem that you've got today. It's not a bad introduction. but as you can see, it's not very engaging. However, if you want to build rapport with your patient over a video consultation, it's important that you look at the lens of the webcam and speak with more energy. For example, now if I look at the webcam and I speak to the patient, "Hi, my name is Dr. Kwun. Is this Mr. Smith? Thank you very much for taking this video call. I'm really pleased to be able to connect with you. Can I confirm your date of birth, please?" You might see a difference when I'm speaking directly to the webcam and have a higher energy, that it's more engaging. It's important that you show genuine interest in the patient and engage with them, ask them questions so that they're more willing to tell you more about their issues. If you don't build a rapport from the get-go, then it's going to be difficult to elicit the history from the patient, especially if it's a virtual consultation. If you show genuine interest in the patient and you ask them open questions and are interested in listening what they've got to say, then patients will be more willing to tell you what's going on and you'll be able to build trust virtually. Tip number 6, communicate effectively. Because of connection problems, you might find that the image in the video lags or there might be issues with the voice over a video consultation. So it's important that you communicate as clearly as possible. It might be helpful to leave a 1-second pause after the patient has finished their sentences so that when you start speaking, you're not speaking over somebody else. So that will help to build a rapport and avoid any interruption if possible. A practical tip is to use your body language to show that you're listening to the patient and acknowledge the concerns. Instead of saying it's better to use your body language so that you do that. That way the patient won't feel that you're interrupting them. So for example, if the patient is telling me how bad their day has been and having this headache, and if the patient is telling me something else, then I can show that I'm listening by smiling. If you need to interrupt the patient during a video call, it might be helpful to raise your hand just to give a visual sign before you interrupt the patient. Avoid any rapid gestures or any rapid body movement in a video call because this can be distracting for patients. Instead, slow down your body movement. That will be less distracting for the patient. It might be helpful to summarize key points of the consultation if you suspect that there might be things that's gone missing, especially if there's interference with technical issues. It's important to encourage your patient to ask you questions in a video consultation because the patient might have some concerns, and giving them opportunity to raise any concerns or ask you about something is important. Make sure you provide clear information when you're making your plan. For example, if you want to arrange a follow-up appointment, then make sure that you make it clear that the patient understands who's going to arrange the follow-up appointment or when is this going to happen. Or for example, if you want to send information to the patient after the call, then make sure that it's clear how this patient is going to access that information. It's very important to be concise and clear in your communication. When it comes to closing the consultation, it's really important that you inform the patient that you're about to close the consultation because sometimes it can be hard for the patient just for the call to end. So let the patient know that you're about to close the consultation. This is what's going to happen afterwards, what you're going to do. That way, the consultation is going to close nicely. If you want a guide for remote consultation, click the link down in the description below to download your free guide. If you found this video useful, you might want to watch the next video on telephone consultation. Click here to watch it. Take care everybody. Bye-bye.